back to the channel. On today's figure review, we're going to be taking a look at the S.H.MonsterArts Gigan 2004 Great Decisive Battle version from the film Godzilla Final Wars. And as you can see here, we have one of the accessories, the new accessories that comes with the latest Gigan from S.H.MonsterArts. And as you can see, he has his wires or ropes, whichever you would prefer, wrapped around the Bandai Creations Godzilla Final Wars. And I must say that this is definitely a nice touch in recreating the first moment that Godzilla reawakens in the scene from when he must save the world as he rises from the ice to first battle Gigan in the film Godzilla Final Wars. And without further ado, let's take a closer look at to see what other accessories this new S.H.MonsterArts Gigan figure has to offer. Okay, first up on our accessories that comes with the Gigan S.H.MonsterArts, we're going to be taking a closer look up of the wires that shoot out from his, again, claws, knives, whichever you prefer. I'm sure it's heard both ways, but I'll just stick with his claws for now. And how in the redesign of the Gigan 2004 from Final Wars, as this is an updated look to the Gigan character, the difference from the original Showa era Gigan is to where originally that Gigan didn't have this part coming out to where he can shoot out a wired rope coming out from his hands to tether his opponents, and of course to use his saw on his chest to cut them. But taking a look at this new feature, you can see here that this is a very long wire coming out from his hands. And of course, with this new added feature, it is possible to detach the wire, both wires, from his hand. Just gotta be a little careful here. And as you can see, there's openings on both sides of his hand. And this is going to be the same thing for the other claw on his left-hand side, to where you can detach these wires from his hand. And you can also reattach back the original smaller pieces before they shoot out from his hand. You can attach these parts back onto his hand, and they're both labeled a left and right, so there's no confusion there when putting them back on. And they're pretty easy of putting on and back on. And there we have it. You can detach these 2 points on his hand and reattach the wire. If you want to set up Gigan to where he has on both of his hands the wire shooting out from his from both of his hands at an opponent, or simply if you want to keep him in a standard attack with his hands, you can leave this as originally it was. And now taking a closer look at the wires. Okay, so close-up look at the wires that shoot out from Gigan's hands. And I say wires because that is indeed what they are. They are just plastic wires that are attached to Gigan as the new camera. Sorry about that. Sorry for the blurriness, but there we go. Yeah, like I said before, they're pretty much just a wire, and part of it is bits of the plastic that shoot out to give it that, I guess, special effect. And then here you see the tip of how on his arm over here, see it's the same thing as it is. As it is for this piece right here. Anyway, you get the point of what I'm trying to say here. But yeah, and then here at the other end, on the other side, it's similar to how when you detach these pieces from his arm, you're going to get a similar attachment part that's also labeled with the left and right side. And it's just a little groove right here where on his hand has the holes to where you push through and it'll attach. And they're all pretty much the same thing. The only difference about these is they'll tell you on right here before you pass the wire if it's going on the left side or if it's going to go on the right side. And yeah, they're all at a pretty good length here. So if you wanted to do, I don't know, like camera shots of your figures or videos, they seem to get a pretty good fair distance, I would say. And yes, with these accessories, you of course get for the number, you get 2 for each hand on the Gigan figure. And they're all roughly about the same thing. The only difference about these wires that are going on as an attachment piece to Gigan's hands is they'll indicate with the letter L for left and the letter R for right when you need to detach and attach the parts for the wires or the parts that are about to shoot out from his hand. Now we're going to take a look at one last final piece of a new addition to the accessories that come with the Gigan S.H.MonsterArts. And yes, you guessed it, it is the beam effect that comes with the Gigan S.H.MonsterArts as the last and final new accessory that comes in its box. And like all average effect beams that come with other S.H.MonsterArts figures, it's pretty, standard distance of how far they shoot out, and they all come like with this Gigan figure does come with its own stand, and the beam effect looks pretty dope. And to take a close-up look, so here you can see that this end, it's molded specifically in a way to where it can fit on Gigan's eye visor that he has on his head. So see there, the molding there. It's all perfectly grooved to fit, to covering his eye to shoot out this beam effect. And here's the other side of this awesome effect piece that comes with Gigan. And I'd say it's a little bit different from our usual stands, because with this one it's more of like on a rotating part piece that gives you more of that flexibility to where if you had him flying, it would be more upright, or if he was down, obviously down, shooting up, or side to side, whichever you prefer. And I'd say that makes it a lot easier in maneuvering this effect piece. Yeah, see, there you go. Comes on this little round tip to where you can attach and detach right here at the bottom. And there you go, you hear that pop and it's on. As for the bottom, it comes on this rounded off stand to where you can rotate it any way, which way you please. And of course, you can also detach it. And then you can just fix it back on to his visor. And there we have it. Here we have the Gigan 2004 Great Decisive Battle version and its new accessories. Alright, so as far as the articulation on the Gigan figure from S.H.MonsterArts, here, starting off with the arms, you can rotate the hands, the whole arm of his body as it's on a joint. Here at his elbow, it has some movement here, but probably best not to force it to rotate all the way around. And that's going to be the same thing on this other side of his hand. So we'll just go ahead. Oh, and yep, there we have it. So they're easy to take off, as you can see by that, of trying to rotate all the way up of his arms. So now, taking a look at his legs here, let's see how much. Oop, that's pretty stiff there. And there we have it. Can rotate as far as that can go. Going to be the same thing at his knees. Probably might not be able to rotate the knees. Only thing left that you could probably just do down here at his feet. Sorry about that. Fix that. Okay, there we go. Yeah, probably as much as you can do is just wiggle his toes up and down. Now let's take a look at the tail. Oof, sharp. And definitely sharp there too. So yeah, this part of his tail can rotate. Yep, can rotate. And I'm sure you get the whole idea here that his tail can move in a manner that can probably best be suited for whenever you're posing him. So all the way down. Let me see here if I can get him. Oh wow, he has that much range in his tail. And yep, that much range in the tail. Let's go ahead and fix that. And lastly, of a main piece on his body are the flaps on his back that can flap open or be standard. So there he is in his flight mode and his standard mode. The only thing I've come across that I know, because I do have the original release of the Gigan 2004 S.H. Monster Arts, and the only thing I could see that's similar of an issue so far is right here on his shoulders, the armoring on his shoulders. Because these right here, you'll probably may or may not come across as them being really loose. But I guess there's a reason to that, which I'll get to in a moment here. And of course, with the mouth, that's how much you can close the mouth, and that's how much you can open the mouth. And now we are going to change Gigan into his upgraded armor, and you'll see where you can change the parts on his body. So yes, you can take off his hands here. And oh no! Yep, there goes his head again. Gonna go ahead, take off. Yep, there we go. Now that's taking care of that. Sorry, guy again, but we're gonna upgrade you now. And we're gonna do that upgrade in 3, 2, 1. Well, then here we have Gigan in his upgraded form. Now he's upgraded to the chainsaws. He has a better armor around his neck and parts of it on his, I don't know what you would really call those, but parts on his mouth. Right here, and the top of his head is much more, they're all more sharper now. And that is a cool S.H.MonsterArts Gigan. And now, everyone, without further ado, just gonna go through some quick size comparisons with the new S.H.MonsterArts Gigan right now. And here we're gonna move on to now. First up, here we have the S.H.MonsterArts Gigan next to I believe, the Bandai creation Godzilla 2004 figure from the film Godzilla Final Wars. And I'd say, as a temporary figure to go against the new release of Gigan, if you know what I mean, since now S.H.MonsterArts is coming out soon next year with a Godzilla Final Wars S.H.MonsterArts, and that's going to be a lot of fun and interesting to see how that plays out, to how great this Gigan with its new accessories will go toe to toe with the Godzilla Final Wars S.H.MonsterArts. But for now, here we have just pretty standard vinyl figure going up against the S.H.MonsterArts Gigan. Alright, moving on to the next figure. Okay, here we have Gigan next to the Godzilla 1962 S.H.MonsterArts figure. Alright, everyone, be honest. Who would win in this battle? Leave your comments down below. Alright, and next up here, we're going to take a close-up look at the box of the Gigan 2004 Great Decisive Battle version. So here we have the front of the box, much more of a different look than its original release. As you can see here, Gigan shooting out from his hands, the wire to wrap around against his opponents. And then even right here, it has the logo from the film Godzilla Final Wars. And an updated 2021 logo, and then Gigan symbol. And then the rest, I'll leave it up to you guys. If you want to read more of the description here, so go ahead and pause it if you like. But now moving on to the side, as it's all one big picture wrapped around on the box. As you can see, the colorization still continues on wrapping around. And there we have on the side, saying the same thing, S.H.MonsterArts Gigan 2004 Great Decisive Battle version. And before we get to the back, I'll leave that for last. And then here on this other side, here we have another image of Gigan doing another pose. And again, like I said, before we get to the back. And here's the top. And now, last but not least, the bottom. And I'll just go ahead, switch that around. And here we have Gigan underneath at the bottom of the box in his upgraded armor. And the moment you all have been waiting for is the back side of the box. And here we have a much more better visual of Gigan with the new accessories that it comes with. So you'll see an image of him in his upgraded armor. You'll see two of them utilizing his beam effect. And like I mentioned before, like here on this side, how it would be cool that you could use Gigan in a flying position to shoot out with his atomic beam. And then, yep, same pose as we saw before on the box. And then this pose is pretty much what's on the front of the box. And then here on these last two right-hand sides of the box of the images, here we'll have Gigan using the wires that come out from his hands, to where here you see at a short up close distance, and then here underneath at the bottom there, to where you see how far and how long the wires can stretch out to and wrap against an opponent. And the example I gave you guys with this Gigan, with his accessory of the wires wrapping around against the Bandai creation Godzilla Final Wars, to give you an idea. And yep, that has been a visual look of the new Gigan S.H.MonsterArts box. And now we're going to take a close-up look as to what comes inside the S.H.MonsterArts Gigan box now. Okay, first up here we have the first part of the box and its contents. And here you'll have your S.H.MonsterArts Gigan 2004 wrapped up in some plastic and tucked into his spot of the box. And you'll see here in the original release of Gigan where he'll also have his other accessories of his chainsaws right here and other additional set of a new armored piece that you can replace of his neck, on his sides, of his claws, of his mouth, and a new sharp pointy head. Now, the plus side of the S.H.MonsterArts 2004 Gigan of the Great Decisive Battle version. Here I'm going to show you what comes underneath as the second part of the contents of what comes inside the box. Here we have the second part of the box that comes underneath this first part that you would pull out from the box itself. And underneath, you'll have the additional accessories to add on to your Gigan S.H.MonsterArts. So here we have the beam effect for Gigan, the stand that comes with Gigan, and this part of the stand, the base of it, is a little bit tricky to get out, as you can see. Alright, there we go, and it's out, and it's pretty much a circular base. Oh, my bad, you can't really see that, but yeah, pretty much a circular base for the stand of Gigan's beam effect. Gonna put that back now. And last but not least, but of course, the wires that can attach to both of Gigan's hands. They'll come in this plastic wrapped around in here in this spot. And they're pretty much, for lengthwise, as I mentioned before, you can take a guess of how long in inches or centimeters, but this is pretty much just a general idea of what I showed you with the imaging and with the pose with Gigan and Godzilla Final Wars of the Bandai Creation Final Wars, and pretty much of how big it comes in the box. It's almost completely wrapped around. But yep, that is indeed what comes inside the contents of the Gigan box. And of course, to put everything away, just gotta make sure everything's all good and secure. Yeah, so like sometimes just make sure how like right here, they may look like they're not all the way in, and they are definitely not. This side definitely not, because there's still kind of a gap of closing it. So just make sure when you do seal up this part of the packaging, just make sure that the wires are tucked in into their correct spot of the box in this part of the plastic. And there we go. And then don't worry about the beam effect being crushed or anything like that. They made sure to leave enough room for that to be secure in this second part of the packaging. And then, of course, you would take your Gigan figure of its plastic packaging and put that on top. And, of course, last but not least, the cover. Whoops, sorry about that. And then you go ahead and seal that. And there we have it. The contents of the Gigan figure and the new accessories that come with this new S.H.MonsterArts 2004 Gigan.